Hey ARMY, welcome back. And oh my god, do we have something to celebrate today? Because the August rankings just dropped. And I think you already know what happened. But we are going to talk about it anyway because this deserves its full moment. This deserves every single second of attention we can give it. Nobody can touch him. And at this point, everyone in K-pop knows it. The August 2026 individual boy group brand reputation rankings just dropped. And Jimin is number 1. Again, for the 61st time. With a positivity score so high that the Research Institute literally had to describe him using words like sweet and beautiful in their official analysis because that's what the data kept coming back with. And ARMY worldwide is celebrating like they always do when this happens, which is every single month, and somehow it never gets old. But here's what I need you to understand about why this particular announcement is different from just another month at the top. Because if you've been watching this for a while, you already know Jimin wins this ranking. That part isn't the surprise anymore. What's wild, what keeps getting more wild the longer it goes on, is the way he wins it. The margin, the consistency, the fact that this is happening during the biggest, most chaotic, most action-packed period of BTS's career in years, with the entire ARIRANG World Tour running, with sold-out stadiums across North America and Europe, with every other member also generating enormous amounts of cultural presence. And Jimin is still the one at the top. Clearly, comfortably, like he lives there because he does. Let's talk about what these rankings actually are, because I want people who are new to this to understand why this matters beyond just a number on a list. The Korea Corporate Reputation Research Institute analyzes hundreds of millions of pieces of real data every single month. News coverage, social media posts, online conversations, fan engagement, media mentions, across hundreds of K-pop idols. They're not measuring who has the most devoted fan base doing organized voting. They're measuring actual cultural presence, real-world impact, how much an artist is genuinely part of the conversation. And the result gets broken into 4 categories. How actively people are engaging, how much press coverage is happening, the quality of the conversation being generated, and the overall community sentiment around the artist. Jimin wins all of it, every month, and has been doing so for 5 years. 5 years. In an industry where the average time at the top of a chart like this for most artists is measured in months. In an industry where trends move faster than almost anywhere else in entertainment, Jimin has been number 1 for 5 years. During the BTS hiatus, during military service, during his own solo era, during the comeback, through the world tour, through every era and every transition and every moment where it would have been completely understandable for someone else to take that spot. Nobody did. The month-by-month journey of how this has happened is one of the most quietly remarkable stories in K-pop, and it almost never gets the attention it deserves because the announcement comes every month and each individual month feels like just another month. But zoom out and look at the full picture and what you're seeing is genuinely unprecedented. There is no parallel for this in the rankings history. No other individual idol has held this position for this long. No one has come close. The gap between Jimin's record and the next longest run at number 1 is not a small gap. It is a canyon. And what makes it even more interesting is looking at what keywords keep appearing in the Institute's analysis every single month. Because they don't just release the score, they release the actual language that the data generated. And month after month, the words that keep appearing around Jimin are things like happy, special, joyful, sweet, beautiful, attractive, not aggressive fan campaigns, not manufactured buzz. The genuine emotional response that the broader public has to this person, captured in the data, consistently coming back warm and positive and specific in that particular way. In May, when BTS was in Mexico City and Jimin was all over every platform with the concert footage and the visual moments from those shows, the keywords were perfect, enthusiastic, breakthrough. In June, when the Busan anniversary concerts were happening and Jimin was performing in the city where he grew up, the words the data generated were happy, special, joyful, homecoming. In July, during the European leg, when the blonde hair and the Dior stage looks were circulating everywhere, the keywords were communicate, surpass, steadfast. In August, with the North American tour in full swing and the silver braid and the Foxborough moments going viral, sweet and beautiful are what the data came back with. Over 92% positive sentiment. Every month. That positivity ratio is something I keep coming back to because it's so specific and so consistent. In an era of social media where public figures of any kind routinely deal with significant amounts of negative discourse, Jimin's data analysis keeps returning above 92% positive every single month. That's not something that happens by accident. That's a reflection of something real about how this person is perceived, not just by fans who are already devoted to him, but by the broader public that the Institute's data captures. The casual observer, the general K-pop follower, the person who sees a clip on TikTok and forms an impression. The collective impression, measured and aggregated across hundreds of millions of data points, keeps coming back. Sweet, beautiful, happy, special. And this month, Jungkook is in second place, which is its own wonderful detail, because it means the top 2 spots on the August 2026 individual boy group brand reputation rankings belong to BTS members. The group that just came back from a multi-year military service hiatus is holding the top positions on the most comprehensive idol brand ranking in South Korea. While in the middle of a world tour, while all 7 members are more visible than they've been in years. The ranking reflects exactly the kind of cultural moment that the ARIRANG era represents for BTS overall, and Jimin is at the front of it. One thing that always comes up when this monthly ranking gets announced is the question of whether this will ever change. Whether there's a moment on the horizon where someone else might finally break the streak. And honestly, looking at the pattern, looking at the consistency not just month over month but across wildly different contexts and activity levels and periods, it becomes very hard to identify what that breaking point would look like. During the quieter periods between Jimin's solo activities, the score stayed high. During military service, when you would expect an artist's public presence to dip significantly because they're not doing anything visible, the score stayed high. During the comeback and the world tour, the score has consistently gone even higher. There is apparently no context in which the public's perception of Jimin diminishes. He exists in what the data describes as an essentially permanent state of being genuinely liked by an enormous number of people across every platform and every type of media coverage that the Institute tracks. The phrase Rey del K-pop, King of K-pop, has been trending in the Spanish-speaking ARMY community every time this announcement comes out. The Korean fan community celebrates with the same energy every month. The warm, proud kind of celebration that comes from watching something you've been following for years keep adding to its own legacy. And International ARMY just keeps adding another month to the count and sharing the news and thinking about what 62 months will look like when September rolls around. Because that's the thing. The question isn't whether Jimin will win this ranking next month. Based on 5 years of data, that seems like the safest prediction you can make in K-pop right now. The question is just how much higher the overall count is going to go before someone figures out how to generate the kind of sustained, warm, consistent, multidimensional public presence that has kept Jimin at the top of this chart through military service and hiatus and comeback and world tour and everything in between. And the answer, based on what the data keeps saying, based on what sweet and beautiful and 92% positive sentiment and 61 months at number 1 keeps telling us, is that the answer might be a very long time. Jungkook is in second. ARMY is celebrating. The Institute released the words sweet and beautiful as the keywords for the man sitting at the top of the chart. And Park Jimin of BTS is, for the 61st time, the most culturally resonant individual boy group idol in South Korea by every metric the Research Institute measures. Nobody can touch him. And the data has been saying that for 5 years. Drop a comment. How many months do you think this record is going to reach before it's finally broken? Give me your prediction. I'll be reading every single one. And I'll see you in the next one. Bangtan forever. Purple Heart.